Hello there, everybody. Welcome on back to another Slay the Spire video, joined by my good friend, Mr. Rhapsody. How are you today, man?
I am going incredibly well. Very, very keen to jump here into the Draft Champions series. Would you like to tell people what we are going to be doing?
Oh, by the love of God, I would love to, Rhapsody. This is Slay the Spire Draft Champions, an idea that originated on my channel in the form of the Binding of Isaac. Essentially, we're gonna hit this button right here, this little submit button, and kaboom, here we are. 30 Slay the Spire Ironclad cards, randomized, with commons being a little bit more common and rares being a little bit more rare, although I am seeing 2 rares on there. I said, dude, this is actually a really good spread.
It's not half bad. I'm just immediately looking for the consistent strategy that I can build out of this. And I have my fingers crossed that I get the first pick.
Okay, dude, you know what? I have the best way to figure out who gets first pick. You ready for this one?
Ooh, gonna spawn a coin?
I am gonna spawn a coin, although I just was looking at the dice instead, which is just significantly worse. But anyway, the Slay the Spire Draft Champion is gonna work like this. We are going to draft cards. Each one of us getting 15 cards total. And then we're going to hop into a Slay the Spire run and just do a little non-race. We're going for best score in the game. Throughout the course of the run, we are not going to be allowed to take any cards from enemies. Cards from events, like, for instance, the little gremlin dude that gives you the matching game. You can take cards from that, but no cards from any enemies that you fight. No buying cards from shops. Kind of forces you to use these original cards we get at. We can do removal of cards if you want to thin out your deck, and any relics that we get on the run are fine to do. Am I missing anything, Raps?
Not at all. 100% covered.
Cool. Then without further ado, I am going to flip this beautiful coin right here. Do you want heads or tails, my man?
You know what? I'll go tails.
All right, tails it is. And congrats. You will not be picking first.
Oh well.
All right, first pick. Boy, I need to look and see here. I feel like I should be going for a rare. No, I don't know if I want to.
That's up to you. I'm afraid I'm not really gonna tip my hand here.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take Barricade.
All right. Well, so are we doing Serpentine? So am I gonna take 2 selections here or just the 1?
You could take 2. That's fine. I think that's fair.
Yep. All right. Well, so you've picked up Barricade, which is the obvious choice because there's a Barricade on the board, there's a Body Slam, there's a Power Through, there's a Metallicize, couple copies of Flame Barrier as well. So I'm deciding how mean I want to be here because drafting games can kind of be like solo experiences, like, okay, I'll just draft my strategy, they draft their strategy, that's going to be what's up. But it can also be a situation where you're like, cool, that's the strategy they're drafting, I'm going to take their key cards. I'm not going to be so mean, at the very least here in the first episode, but my pick here could be determined to be a little bit mean. I'm going to be taking Rampage, and I'm going to be taking one of the Flame Barriers.
That's fair. I kind of expected you to take Flame Barrier, and that's why I'm going to ensure you can't take another.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so deck of 15 cards. We're not going to be adding many cards to it, right? No card rewards from enemies and no buying cards, only cards from events and things of that ilk. I have to imagine cards from relics are also unrestricted.
Yes.
Okay, so for that reason, probably the deck isn't going to get too thick, which means things like armaments probably aren't going to be too influential.
It depends, dude. Early upgrade helps you out significantly more. I don't know. It is tough because I'm looking at this layout. There's like no blocks in the Ironclad deck. This is the first time that I'm kind of realizing that the blocks are not something you see a lot in the Ironclad deck. You know, you sometimes rely on those initial defense, and we don't got no initial defense in here.
Exactly. That's going to be something that we're probably going to want to pick up as soon as possible, especially considering I've got the Rampage, right? So it's ramping up over the course of a couple cycles through the deck. There's no headbutts on here, so the Rampage is a little bit worse for that fact. All right. I think I just have to take the Pommel Strike and be sad about it, but all right, here you go.
All right, let's see. I think this is a phenomenal time for me to take a game-winning card in Body Slam.
Mm-hmm. That's the card that I would take if I wanted to be really mean.
I was expecting it. I really was.
No. I'm not gonna get you offside this quickly. This could be the beginning of a beautiful friendship rather than the beginning of an incredible rivalry.
The first video together and you just ruined my day immensely.
Yeah, I'm not about that life right now. Alright, I'm taking Metallicize, so I'll be a little bit.
I don't think that's that mean, to be honest. I think that's a respectable pickup here.
Yeah.
Let's see. I would... Do you know what I would really love, dude? I'd love a True Grit.
Yes! 2 copies of Sentinel there.
Yeah, I would love a
Power
True
through.
Grit in this deck. Because I would really love to take Power Through, but those wounds in a small deck, I'm a little iffy.
Yeah, 100% on board with that. That's, like, I have the Rampage, and I was immediately looking at the Power Through, like, yeah, single large defensive card, exactly the kind of thing I want here. But those 2 extra wounds, that's going to slow down my cycle on that Rampage. There goes my damage engine. I'm dead.
Yeah, I agree. That said, I'm going to take Power Through.
Yeah. It's 100% correct in your position. Taking Disarm.
Disarm's good. That was on my list for sure. I don't have like any offense right now, so I think that a cleave is fine here.
Intimidate for me.
All of a sudden, we're going like super fast. I could go for a really weird like secondary archetype here, but I'm not sure if I want to. I'm sure you've seen. I'm sure you've seen the 2 perfected strikes and the 2 wild strikes sitting here.
There's those and the Pommel Strike, but the problem is without the 5 base strikes in the deck, Perfected Strike is just really rough.
It's just not as good. Which makes those, I mean, I feel like those are just going to sit on this board until the end, and then we'll just be
pretty
stuck. All right, I'm going to take Hemo. I think that's a weird move, but I need some heavy hitters.
I think I've spotted your secondary archetype is the thing, and if that plays into it, then I definitely have. I'm taking Brutality.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that stayed there that long. So
I figured I could rely on you not taking. Damn it! I figured I could rely on you not taking it. All right. Well, you've taken that, so. Mine.
Yeah, I mean, it was basically I had to take, I was going to take that next, but I needed that exhaust for my wounds here. Okay, and you know what? I'll take a Wild Strike because of that exhaust. So I think while you're picking, this is a good time to mention, if this is a good idea that you guys enjoy over the course of the episode, please let both of us know on our respective channels. We can easily set this up again, doing the silent, set it up doing the defect, and just maybe set it up doing all of the cards in one massive deck and just make it a total disaster. And it could be a lot of fun. So please give us some feedback. Did you take a card, my man?
I did, yes. I picked up one of the copies of Clothesline. Also, for things like win metric and things like that, feel free to give us a couple of the ideas of the things you'd be interested in seeing. We decided for the first match here that we would not do speed and instead opt for score, so that we can be a little bit more slow and methodical about how this goes down. So you've just picked up the Infernal Blade. Yeah, that was my next.
Yeah. I think it's good enough.
Okay. Well, we're getting to the point that I'm actually like really disinterested in most of these cards.
Dude, I feel the exact same way.
I'm gonna take a vulnerability in the Bash. Although Bash is a basic card, so I'm surprised to see it here.
Okay, I'm gonna take another Wild Strike. and we'll see if you decide to combat this.
Your extra wild strike by picking up what, Havoc?
That would be the one to pick up.
No, because if I burn my rampage, I lose the fight.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So I can't really do that to me. I'm actually kind of like keenly eyeing those sentinels as just straight up defends. I'm taking a sentinel.
It's not a bad idea. I'm gonna take my Havoc.
I'm now gonna take the armaments because I should have taken that instead of the sentinel.
Very fair. Honestly, Sentinel's kind of fine for me. I've got a weird pseudo exhaust thing going on.
Take clothesline here.
Boy, it comes down to 5 real bad cards for this, huh?
For you, I have no wounds in my deck yet and very few skills.
Wow, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Oh god, I did not want to add Clash to my deck. I'm gonna take Flex.
I'm gonna take Clash because I think you might counterpick me next turn.
Let's see, how many strikes have you picked up? Not that many. Not that many.
Well, we're both ending up with one of these perfected strikes, right?
I mean, not necessarily. If I take one, are you gonna take one?
I maybe. No, I don't want to show my hand.
I will take Sword Boomerang.
Perfected strike in there. That's yours.
Fantastic.
All right, so let's have a little bit of a look at this deck. Do I actually have 15 cards here? Hang on, what's going on? That's 9 and what, 7 and 7 and 1. 7, 7, 1. Yeah, 15. I just stacked them weirdly. All right, so what we should probably do at this point is save down the names of the cards that we have added to our deck, then launch Slay the Spire, mod all of those cards in, and we will be back with you momentarily.
Yeah.
And we are back. We have loaded into the same seed, as well as generated our deck of 15 cards according to the cards that we drafted over there in Tabletop Simulator. The mod for Tabletop Simulator, of course, provided by Olexa. Thank you very much.
Of course.
So we are now going to make this selection here at Meow and then get going. We're not really doing it for speed, so
yeah,
we can kind of be a bit lackadaisical about the pace here.
Absolutely.
I think we're both going for the same option, though.
Well, it depends. What did you go for?
We're 8 max HP for a rare and rare.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It was pretty bad, though.
I mean, it's pretty bad for you.
Yeah.
I play a lot of attacks with this deck, so for me, golden.
It's fair. All right, Raps. Well.
Oh, right. Can't take card selections. I gotta remember that.
Oh, yeah, dude. Dude, it is a 99% chance that I end up taking one. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah.
So, I'm just forewarning you. When I start screaming and yelling, that's the reason. Now, super interesting first question mark if we took the same path.
Yeah, no, I imagine we're both on the hard left right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty damn interesting if you ask me. I picked up a card there. Did you?
I also picked up a card there. But it was not necessarily a card I wanted.
All right. Deck remove. Go. I just added the card. There we go. Just immediately get that out of there. Sorry, muscle memory, right? It's like trying to do the Who Needs Relics run.
I haven't done it.
Ooh, okay, so it's the run where you can, by the end of the game, you need to only have one relic. So I automatically just pick up relics from chests and stuff like that. Muscle memory is a little bit heavy there.
Oh, yeah.
For me. I was so happy to see that ghostly armor as well. I was like, oh, yay. I actually get some... defense here.
Yeah, the first couple were the first couple card selections were real good. Boy, I gotta think about what to do on this one. I think I will do this. Okay. So Raps, I know this is I mean, for those that don't realize, we basically hopped into a call and like 15 minutes later, we're recording this video.
Yep.
It's more or less exactly how it happened. So we haven't really gotten to know each other at all here. I know very little about you. You probably know very little about me. Here's how things get done on my channel. We talk about anything and everything, and sometimes that, and most always, that equals food. So I hope you're ready for some great food anecdotes here.
I am extremely prepared. There is no topic that I am more prepared to talk about.
All right.
Hell yes. Okay, so the basic question that everyone has to ask, what is your favorite cuisine?
Oh, you just caught me off guard, man. I was so ready for, I expected, like, a different standard question that I suppose I will be the first to ask on the next one. What's my favorite cuisine? That is such a difficult question, honestly. I think I'm gonna have to roll with Indian being my favorite cuisine now.
Okay. What about it? You go for the particularly hot kinds, or
so
what are you working with here?
I am a give me a chicken dish, and make it like mildly spicy. Now, I'm not a big curry person, but I do enjoy like a little bit of a kick, you know, that little bit in the back of your throat that kind of comes on in. That I love that, man. That's my jam. But I'm not a big, like, there's a little Indian place that sits right below my apartment, and basically they're just ripping my money away from me at this point. But they basically just ask me, they're like, how hot do you want it? You can either have it mild, medium, or hot. And I made the mistake the first time I went in. I was like, oh, you know, medium is pretty much what I like to begin with. Let's go medium. It was hotter than the depths themselves. I mean, it was just absolutely horrible. So it depends on the place, man. It depends on the place.
It does, yeah. I mean, I always find that, like, just weirdly, I always seem to think that mild is going to be more than medium. I don't know what it is, but something in my head is giving me that ordering. Oh god, stop trying to select cards, Ryan. What am I doing here? I used to have absolutely no spice tolerance, so my friends used to kind of torment me by putting spice on things when I wasn't looking.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, it's kind of cruel work, but fair play on my part, on their part rather. But no, I have a really, really good spice tolerance now. Like, incredibly good.
Like I said, I love spicy food. It's just sometimes it can be too much, you know?
Definitely. You don't want to be keeling over in pain the day after.
I would rather not be.
Okay, that's a body slam right there. Not a body slam. What? Clothesline, sorry.
Where are you at on your run here?
I am almost finished with my first floor.
Okay. Moving faster than me.
Yeah, I suspect that might be the case. I'll be taking probably a lot longer on boss fights because I would very much like to perfect the boss fights, get that extra score bonus.
For sure.
That said, I just don't know if my deck is even defensive enough to be capable of doing that.
There were not a lot of good defensive cards sitting in that original draft. That's a bit of a problem for me. I'm lucky to have Barricade for that. But it definitely, it's raising some questions. Just made like a massive mistake. That was fun.
Barricade is definitely going to serve you well here. Oh, yes.
I already am not flawlessing the boss, so that's good.
Me too, unfortunately. Ooh, hang on. No, me too.
Okay,
I couldn't get my flame barrier around on the right turn.
Oh, you know, it happens. It happens. So, what's your favorite cuisine, man?
I'm not certain. I'm erring on the side of saying Japanese though.
Ooh. What kind of Japanese?
I can roll with the punches. I can swing with what I'm given, frankly. What did I have most recently? Well, most recently was kind of like an extraordinarily decadent thing for a celebration. So extremely expensive Japanese. I don't know if that's necessarily a subclass.
I feel like you could make a case for that being a subclass.
Yeah, I don't know. I like a good ramen. I'll probably start with it.
Dude, I'm with you on that. I've been making recently. I've just been making my own like homemade ramen, and
yes,
to go from your entire life only having like the bad packaged ramen to then turning around and getting like good authentic ramen noodles and like taking your time with the broth and just I'm dead on my run, dude. I wasn't even paying an ounce of attention. I'm an idiot.
Well, what?
I'm just dumb, dude. I'm dumb.
That's okay. I may end up joining you.
I'm gonna re-put in the seed and go back in. I'm dumb.
This is actually a part of my plan. I'm trying to mind games you into talking about your favorite food so much that you end up taking a bunch of damage that you're not necessarily noticing.
Yep, that's exactly it, man. No, I literally I threw a ton of wounds into my deck, and then I gotta respawn all my cards, and then proceeded to just draw like 3 straight hands of only wounds. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, that is always the absolute worst. I have been getting really annoyed recently in the game with getting bad draws, and that's just because I play so much of the game that I experience all different kinds of variants. Like, I've experienced the highest highs in this game, the kind of like incredibly high luck, and the lowest of lows.
Yeah, dude, I can imagine. Okay.
But I think because of the speed that I'm going to be trying to slow down on boss fights, I think it's totally fine to continue going here. Ooh. I keep opening the card selections. Why am I doing this to me? I'm just torturing myself. Okay. Well, there's some stuff going on here. There's definitely some stuff going on. I'm gonna take a Shrug It Off in a shop as well as Gremlin Horn, Red Skull.
Were we allowed to buy shop cards?
No. All right. Cool. I am. Gosh. I should already, frankly, be disqualified. But
oh, dude, we're both messed. It's all good.
Thankfully, I can save quit, and that just undoes the selection that I made in the shop there. I will go for another card removal, though, and drop probably a clothesline. No, I'm going to drop the bash. So did you end up picking up the card Trip from the Gremlin matching game?
No, I ended up picking up a Sever Soul, which I really did not like in my deck, like, at all.
Yeah, because you've got a lot of skills and powers.
Yeah.
But it will help you burn out your wounds, so, it's a really good synergy with power through as well.
It no longer is sitting in my deck, because I'm dead. But it was a good thought.
Once for the time. Take this Red Scoutland and bounce. Ooh, do I go Apparitions? That's a lot of defense
for your deck, maybe, dude. Maybe.
Ancient writing. Scaling the city. You notice a wall covered in the writing of ancient. Suddenly the message becomes clear. Remove a card from my deck or upgrade all my strikes in defense. Let me just...
I wonder.
I don't know about this one. Oh, Perfected Strike. I don't know how that stayed in my deck for as long as it did. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Japanese on that one in particular.
I do love me some good Japanese food. Any Asian food, you automatically got my number on that one. Chinese, Japanese, Korean is becoming is getting up there for me. Vietnamese is another one. Give me a big old bowl of pho, and I'm happy as can be.
I can't do pho.
Oh, I gotta ask why.
It's a texture issue for me.
It's a texture issue.
It's a texture issue. It's almost all of the foods that I dislike. The problem is texture or coriander. Usually texture.
Okay, I wasn't expecting that one, but texture or coriander?
Yeah. Wait, is coriander the British? Wait, what would it be called? I'm not familiar. There's a different name for it, but I'm unfamiliar with the different name, so I'm just gonna have to say coriander and stick with that.
Isn't coriander just? Dude, I'm about to out myself so badly here. Isn't coriander just like super ground up cilantro?
Cilantro. There you go.
That is it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's weird. I've actually heard about cilantro. It's one of the foods where it's like half of the people just can't do it. I've never understood it because I love cilantro. I will put it on everything. And my girlfriend is completely different. You know, she hates it. You know, she thinks that it's like, you know, biting into just something disgustingly bad. I've never understood it, but the more and more, like, you know, you just now, you're another example of another person who I have found that just can't do cilantro. And
yeah, it literally tastes like soap to me.
Yeah, I cannot relate. I love it. It's a little bitter. I'm not gonna deny that. It's a little bitter, but I still like it.
I wish it was just a bitterness of the taste issue. Ooh, molten egg, so I can upgrade all of the attacks that I can't necessarily pick up.
Perfect, dude.
Hell yeah.
It's flawless.
If I find the vampires event, I'm actually gonna do it. Pick up all of the bites in the deck, and then I will have 22 max HP.
That's pretty good.
It's higher than I think I want to go though.
Okay, so I'll move into my question here. It's something that I have asked to every single person I've ever done a recording with, and we're gonna actually get back to ramen in a second here as well, because I hope to God that you are on the same page as me on what I'm about to bring up. But
okay.
Here's the question, and you feel free to answer however you deem best fit. Is a hamburger a sandwich?
Is a hamburger a sandwich?
Yep.
See, this I think is a uniquely American question.
Suppose that's fair.
The reason I'll say that is because, like, you would call what you get from Chick-fil-A a chicken sandwich, right?
Sure, yeah.
We would call that a chicken burger.
Okay.
So, I think there's a differentiating factor here that is not necessarily universally applied, to say the absolute least. I would say yes.
Okay. See, now that is, and I'm gonna go so far as to say that your example. First of all, you have Chick-fil-A in Australia.
No, I'm just familiar with it.
Okay.
American culture permeates everywhere.
Okay. I was just curious because that was one of those things that, to my knowledge, Chick-fil-A was not in Australia, but I suppose. Okay. Glad we cleared that up. But I'm perfectly fine with calling a Chick-fil-A sandwich a chicken burger. I would be fine with that.
Okay.
There's no issues on my behalf on that one.
And I have to imagine a hamburger for you is not. That was the end of the sentence. Is not
a hamburger is
sandwich?
not. No, for me, a hamburger is absolutely a sandwich. So we are still on the same page on this one. I really did expect there to be another bit of that sentence when you said that, but
no. I just like to end my sentence halfway through.
That's respectable. No, a hamburger for me is a sandwich. It's where we start to get into the more unique scenarios that we start to run into some issues, because the next question is a hot dog a sandwich?
No, a hot dog is a taco.
Oh, dude, I found my person. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Let's go, dude. I've never been happier. I've been on the 100%. Hot dog is a taco train for years. And no one has ever been with me.
I don't even want to think about that one. That is exactly like
I've never been happier, man. Never been happier.
It's the clear option. I mean,
I'm with you. I am 100% with you. It is very clearly. It's not even like it is just the correct option. It's not even the clear option. There can be a clear option that is wrong. It's the clear correct option. No doubt in my mind.
I would go so far as to say no other opinion in my view will be accepted.
Dude, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. All right, so I mean, you've passed the test. Congratulations, you're allowed to be on the channel. And
all right,
and life is but a dream. Oh, that's good stuff, man. I am so happy that you have answered this correctly. I mean, you might as well go right from there into the absolute torturous one that my community has put upon me. Is it okay? And I hope we're on the same page on this one. Is it okay to eat ramen raw, like just not cooked at all?
Yeah. Again, this is something where I think that there will be a cultural divergence in that there is a brand of ramen noodle that is sold in Australia in tuck shops everywhere. Tuck shops being kind of like I guess like the lunch store at a school.
Okay.
And it is intended to be eaten raw. So yes.
We were so close, Ryan.
Well, it was nice to meet you anyhow.
Yeah, it was nice to meet you. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Links in the description anyway.
Yeah. Well, you can find wrong opinions in the description, and
I feel like I have the easy path of going, well, this is a cultural difference. Of course, this can't necessarily be my fault.
And I'm assuming that you have. I'm gonna take this one step further, because I still have belief that you will disagree with at least part of this.
Okay.
My community was trying to tell me that I'm assuming you have like the little like square 99-cent ramen packages.
Yeah.
Okay. They take those, open them, and then put the seasoning on that, and then just like crunch into it like a sandwich.
Yeah, they were sold as mommy noodles here in Australia, and yeah, that's what you do.
Boy,
I was never a huge fan of it, frankly, and for me it was a texture issue. So
shocker.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Take an empty cage, remove 2 cards from my deck. This deck is getting real thin, and it's got a brutality, so I'm just running through that rampage constantly. I
have no doubt that you are just absolutely annihilating it right now. And I'm sitting here trying. I'm currently fighting the Hexaghost, so that's where I'm at. It's going good.
I just hit Act 3, so
that's good.
The pace, I feel I can slow down a little bit more, maybe be a little bit more methodical with my decisions, but I'm not spending so much of my time decision making as trying to defend myself from the accusations of heresy, effectively, is what I feel like I'm in charge here for, if not treason or sedition.
Yeah, it's approaching treason.
Oh, Yeah, no, never mind. That does make sense. Look, what can I say? It was never my thing, but I think it is a valid way to eat.
And you know what? Since you gave an educated, proper reasoning as to why it is okay to eat ramen raw, and for that, you're cleared from my book. But boy, the first time that they told me that, yeah, you're on thin ice. The first time they told me that, I was like, you're all high. Like, there's no way. I had never heard of anybody do that. Like, it was just this complete shock to me that anyone would ever do that. Like, and they went so far to say, like, you know, popping regular pasta noodles into your mouth uncooked was okay as well. And that was where I was like, okay, it's officially time to get help, and we'll we'll take care of this in the future. But yeah, it definitely it's definitely been an ongoing issue.
I'm definitely not aboard the raw pasta noodles train. Hell, I'm not even aboard the previous one. I just, for other people, different strokes for different folks kind of situation, right? Like,
yeah.
Oh god, this run is getting weird.
My run is actually very good.
Yeah, I think yours is gonna be better for score, or like has a higher potential for score. So I'm getting nervous trying to think about what I should be doing here.
I mean, it's no worry, because my run's never gonna end by the time you finish yours, and the way we set up the rule book is you will win solely because I died. But
I mean, I'm happy to let you re-enter the competition.
I mean, hey, I'm happy to sit here and continue to discuss wrong food opinions, but
wrong food opinions. Wrong food opinions.
I mean, that's just life, man, right?
I have, so there was like a premium brand of ramen noodle that went on sale in a supermarket nearby recently. You might be familiar, Shin Ramyun.
Not familiar.
Okay. So they're kind of like the high quality instant ramen of choice, but you know, you take them home and you add a bunch of stuff into the pot while you make them.
Gotcha.
Go for your life. And I may or may not, I refuse to confirm whether this is the case, but I may or may not have bought 120 packets.
Oh my god, dude.
Of course, look, I refuse to confirm whether or not that's the case, so maybe I didn't. Maybe I'm normal. Maybe I have like a good life.
At least you know what you want, you know? I can respect I can respect
120 packets.
Yeah. Sometimes it happens.
It's a bargain. You can hardly pass that up at that rate. I think you're losing money if you don't take it at that rate as well.
Yeah, I'm with you. Did you end up with Shuriken on this run?
Yeah, I did. I've got more attacks in my deck than you, so I feel like I might be having a better time with it.
I mean, I just picked it up, but I can already see it being very nice. I also managed to pick up a Carnage.
Where'd you pick that up from?
I was able to transform my Perfected Strike into a Carnage. Basically just the best deal I've ever had in my life. So, I was quite happy with it.
The Perfected Strike, I didn't transform into the Perfected Strike, but I did transform in that location. I picked up a War Cry, which puts me in an okay position. You know, it's not enviable, but it's fine.
Yeah. How is your Rampage working?
Oh no, it's doing really well. So I've kind of like drafted two different win conditions. The Blood for Blood and the Clash form the basis of my win condition for floor fights. And then for boss fights, it's all about ramping up that Rampage. Yeah. So the Rampage actually isn't even upgraded yet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Ooh, Transient. I'm gonna see if I can actually kill it.
I'm over here struggling to fight the Gremlin leader, and this man's killing an enemy with 999 health. That's good.
I'm not killing it. I've done 9 damage in the first turn, so I need to suddenly get a move on here.
I suppose that's
I'm in a lucky position, though, because the Transient is going to be incapable of ever dealing damage to me, because I have 5 apparitions in my deck. So,
oh, that's pretty good.
Well played, Transient. Yeah, I haven't even ramped my ramp.
I might die to this guy, but we're gonna see. I feel, dude, I'm not balancing my my wounds in this deck nearly enough.
That is something that I did think was going to be a problem for you. You have a lot of wound generators. You've got 2 wild strikes. You've got power through for 2 wounds as well. Yeah. What other wound sources do you have?
So I've got 2 wild strikes, the power through. I suppose that is it, but boy, they shuffle around too quickly, and I'm relying on them for damage too much.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that's exactly why I steered clear of those wild strikes. I knew I was gonna be in that position if I took them.
Yeah. And I'm dead.
I will try and move on my pace a little bit then, because I'm halfway through.
No worries, man. This is just for those watching on your side. I suck at Slay the Spire. Like, I'm happy to admit that. I came into this, you know, I supplied the idea, and then I suck at video games. That's my thing. So
at video games in general?
Yeah, just in general.
I don't know. Let's do an Isaac race.
Oh, I mean, if you want to challenge me in that, Rhapsody, I will not complain. But
I haven't played the game in I want to say, hang on, let me just do some calculations. 4 trillion years.
Oh, give or take.
So yeah, give or take, you know, margin of error about 5% there. So I would probably not do amazingly, but I feel like I would be able to hold my own given a little bit of time to warm up.
I feel like with a game like Isaac, a lot of it is like riding a bike, you know? Once you've played it enough, you just get to a point where you know the game. And no matter how many times you leave, you're going to come back and you still have like a general knowledge of how to win an Isaac run.
That's definitely true, but I also do oftentimes find myself in the position when I play Isaac these days. Like, I'll occasionally boot it back up and go, ooh, I'd like to, you know, just check out what's going on with this game right now. I will find a billion items I've never seen before in my entire life because they've been added with the mod packs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Unfamiliar broadly with all of them. And then I'll see enemies that I've never even seen before. How am I going to dodge that attack pattern?
I always found, and while my channel has a lot of Binding of Isaac on it, I tend to actually like Gungeon a little bit more.
Ooh,
which it's a controversial opinion for people in the Isaac community, but like when I talk to someone like you, you're going, yeah, great choice. Gungeon is arguably like possibly a better game, and there's definitely an argument there. But my main issue with Isaac these days is there's just simply too many items.
Yep.
Like,
yeah.
And it sounds weird when you say it because you feel like you should want more all the time. Like, just give me more in every scenario. But it just, they've diluted the pool so much with too many good items that the game is actually just too easy.
Yep. 100% agreed. Actually, there's Casey Yano, who's of Megacrit, right? Works on Slay the Spire.
Yep.
In the AMA, when Slay the Spire came out of early access and into full release, was talking about the addition of new content to the game, and specifically touched on exactly that, saying something to the effect of you. Beyond a certain saturation point, you can't necessarily reasonably expect a result from something to occur. So you can't really play around or plan. It takes a lot of those kinds of things away from you. I feel like that's something that has been encountered a lot with Isaac.
Yeah. No, dude, I completely agree. And I saw that exact same AMA. Because there was some interesting stuff. I'm a big board game guy.
Ooh, hell yes! I discovered this two floors from the final act. I am sitting away from 2 bookshelves full of
I love them, man. I absolutely love them. And when I read that, every time that, because I got Slay the Spire, the devs actually gave me the game back when it originally came out. And I played it a little bit, but never enough. I loved the game, but my community wasn't super down with it at the time. So it was kind of one of those things that, I played it, I loved it, but I never fully delved into it. And then, 2 years later, my community is like, hey, you should recheck out Slay the Spire. And I'm like, okay, sure. Go on. I saw the defect was added and all that. So I hopped back in, and then I was like, crap, dude. This game is just so good. And every time I played it, it just reminded me of Dominion.
Yes. Okay, so my first episode ever on Slay the Spire, and I was in the same position in that I picked up Slay the Spire from the devs on Keymailer I think 2 days after it came out.
Yeah.
I think I ended up luckily being one of Lolash, a friend of mine, primarily a streamer, alerted me to its existence, and I've just been playing it since then. But I mean, literally since then, pretty much every day. But the first episode that I released for that was called what was the name of it? Degenerate, because I was talking about this is a deck building game, so I want to talk about the unique things you can do in deck building games, because I really love the Cryptozoic deck building games, Dominion as well. So I want to kind of flex my knowledge on this kind of a topic. And I was talking about making degenerate decks, and I ended up making one in episode 2 back when bullet time was completely broken because you could still draw after it.
Yeah.
But I had, pretty much the exact same experience of I got into it because I was super into deck building board games.
Yeah. No, I definitely, and it was kind of I got into, I only really got into board games a couple of years ago. And Dominion, I didn't even pick up until it was last summer. So I hadn't played it a ton, and it was my brain didn't quite make the Slay the Spire connection with it until I hopped back into playing Slay the Spire, and then I was like, okay, yeah, I can kind of see. And then when the devs were like, yeah, one of our main inspirations was the board game Dominion, I was like, oh damn, that actually makes a lot of sense. It was pretty cool.
It really is. I mean, one of my favorite things about deck building board games is the thinning of the initial deck that you get, because obviously the initial deck they give you is almost always completely full of trash. So in the same way that Dominion will have chapel games and non-chapel games,
yep,
I would spend all of my time when I was starting out with this game just removing every card and then building a deck.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely...
It was the only way I was interested in playing.
I'm definitely a thin deck guy when it comes to this game. And any card game ever.
Get that well-oiled machine. Oh, there's nothing like it.
Oh, yeah, man. Where are you at on your run?
I'm fighting the final boss right now, so we are not too far from victory, I have to imagine.
Sounds good. One final question. Tie it in. What's your favorite board game ever? I'm sorry, I just put you on the spot. It's the hardest question for someone that loves board games.
I haven't answered that in a very long time. See, I feel like my answer would change pretty drastically based on who I'm playing with.
Yeah, that's fair.
I reserve the right to change my mind as soon as I think of another board game that immediately fits the bill for me, but the one that immediately comes to mind for me is Dead at Winter.
I have heard of it, I have not played it.
It is real good. It has a betrayal mechanic, which not everyone's down for. Not everyone's down to clown until they're in the ground with the betrayer mechanics, but I am.
Yeah.
But it's not a guaranteed betrayer, so it's not like Betrayal at House on the Hill or anything like that. it's so well written, and it has kind of like, in the same way that Darkest Dungeon has like this perfect Ludo narrative, like you feel what is meant to be felt by the characters in that story. It mirrors that perfectly as well, in my mind, at least.
It sounds
you feel
super
constantly
good.
pushed for supplies, because it's after the apocalypse, the zombie apocalypse, of course, because there was that period of time where everything had to be set after the zombie apocalypse.
Yep.
Hell, is that period of time done yet?
No, it's not, man.
Wake me up when it is.
Yeah, it'll continue going until the end of time, I swear.
But it was definitely well nestled in that period of time. But it has all of these just incredibly unique mechanics. It is incredibly heavy in resource management, which I love. So like worker placement games are also kind of like a big thing for me. I don't know. What Cities and Knights of Catan? Like I know Catan is like
I'm gonna
the board game enthusiasts version of Monopoly, but I dig Catan still.
See, I feel like this is the correct way to do Catan. My family has full on just completely house ruled Catan. But like we don't play the distance rule, which I know is like it's a vital to play Catan. Is having the distance rule in place. The game plays like an hour quicker without it, and things just get significantly more chaotic and just disastrous, and it makes for a super fun time. I still love playing Catan. It was kind of my gateway game, so I hold a special place in my heart for it. But I still do understand why people dislike it.
I mean, again, that's like a situation of the people that you're playing with, because it's no fun if you're playing with people and they're like, I'm not going to trade you anything for anything ever. Go eat a sock. I'm not down.
Yeah.
But Cities and Knights in particular, just the variance that gets added with being able to pick up the commodities. I like it.
I have not actually played Cities and Knights. I
heavily recommend it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been like that close to picking it up, just because I know it kind of gets rid of a lot of the negatives that people find in Catan.
Oh my god! How did I forget Terra Mystica? What the hell? Yeah, Terra Mystica. Sorry. It's probably Dead of Winter or Terra Mystica. Terra Mystica is extremely my jam.
That's respectable. I have not played that one either. But once again, I've heard more than enough good things about it.
It's difficult to avoid. It does feel like every single time anyone brings up, like especially Catan, they're like, just play Terra Mystica instead. Or Small World, that's recommended a lot in that circumstance as well.
See, I'm not a big Small World person.
I hate it, yeah. So like a group of friends got together and bought it for me, and then we all played it like 3 times, and everyone in that friend group, because, I'm not going to sit there and go, I don't like this gift that you've all pitched in to buy for me.
Yeah.
So I would play, and I would happily join in. I'd do whatever needed to be done at the time, kind of just going through the motions. And every time I go and visit those guys now, they're like, sweet, we need to play Small World, because Ryan really likes Small World. And I'm like,
oh, no.
How do I...
Oh, no.
I'm glad that I pulled off the enthusiasm well enough, because I would have been mortified if it were the opposite situation. But how do I break it that I just don't want to ever play Small World, please? Like Dead of Winter, thank you.
Oh, no. Oh, what a disaster, man.
Oh. It's an unfortunate situation I put myself into. I need to be worse at lying, I think, is clearly the prescription to fix that one. Well, I'm done with my victory here, so I got 1050 on the score at 46 minutes and 2 seconds.
Cool. I got 0. So, clear-cut winner. I'm glad that I was able to dominate you in this first Slay the Spire Draft Champions.
Exactly. It's like golf. Lowest score wins.
Yeah, low score wins. All right.
Well, yeah, if you'd like to take us out. Well, actually, you know what? First off, what are you playing on your channel at the moment?
Oh boy, still playing some Binding of Isaac, doing some modded Eden streaks right now. Playing Slay the Spire, obviously. Dicey Dungeons, not sure if you've checked that one out yet.
I haven't played it myself, but I have seen a lot of Rito of Retrimation playing it.
Great game. I would highly recommend it. Especially you can't beat it right now on itch for $7.50 with a guaranteed Steam key when it comes out on Steam. It's an incredibly polished game, and I'll start my day with Slay the Spire and then move into Dicey afterward. It's a little bit, it doesn't tax the brain as much. It's a lot more of a push your luck game. But still a lot of unique interactions, fun ways to just break it wide open. It's a lot of fun. And then I'm also playing Portal 2, which I don't know. Why not?
Hell yeah. So have you just started with the Portal series, or like did you play Portal 1 when it came out and now just getting back to Portal 2?
So I did play Portal 1 a long time ago. And I played like half of Portal 2, and then I'm not sure why I never finished it, but my community was like, hey, Tyler, just play Portal 2 for the hell of it. And I was like, you know what? Sure, let's play Portal 2 for the hell of it. So I've been enjoying some good puzzles. And then, I mean, streaming, speaking of puzzles, Baba is you. Baba is all of us in the end. And that game is breaking my brain, so. I
have been in your Discord, and I am... I assumed you must be playing it, because... Yeah. Everyone is everyone there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I changed my name just to fit in, but Rito's got the best one, which is Rito is fitting in, and mine I think is just Raps is chilling.
That was pretty good. What are you playing on your channel right now? So all my viewers know.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty short list. I've got 2 episodes of Enter the Gungeon, a Farewell to Arms every day, as well as 1 episode of Slay the Spire and 1 episode of Slay the Spire modded. Where the modded series is currently working is I'll load up 2 mods at the same time so that they're not overcrowded and you can't necessarily get... in the same way that you were just talking about the subset of possibilities being too large in Isaac occasionally at the moment, I felt that was the case with having too many mods active at the same time, so I've just got 2 mods active at any one time and just kind of playing my way through that, having a good time.
It sounds like a blast.
I'm not streaming at the moment, but I will be in the near future.
There you go. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching. Check out Raps in the description down below if you're on my side. Check out me on his side. And let us know whether this is something that you want to see more of. Give us suggestions. Give us all kinds of ways that I can continue to lose every episode.
And topics of discussion.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, that has been a lovely time. Again, well done on winning the first episode of Golf Rules.
Thank you.
My name's been Rhapsody. My name's been Rhapsody. His name's been Olexa. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.
Goodbye.